Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim. Welcome back to Uncommonkim. So today we're going to be doing my winter TBR. The day I'm filming this is the 1st of December. The day you'll be seeing this is the 1st of December. We are going into Christmas season. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really feeling Christmas this year. If you know what I've been through this year, that's why I'm not really feeling it, but I'm trying to embrace it as much as possible. So the tree is up in my room, my Christmas bedding is on, I've bought a few presents, I'm trying to stay positive and get excited, but I'm finding it hard. But I'm still going to therapy, so I'm hoping that will help me. So as always with my seasonal TBRs, we're going to be picking about 5 or 6, depending on how I'm feeling, books from the TBR jar, prompt jar, and seeing what books we get for my winter TBR. I am really hoping for some like short, cute, cozy books. In January we do have Winterween, so obviously maybe a few spooky books would be good for that as well. But January typically isn't a very good reading month for me, like ever. I typically read about 3 books in January. I never really read very much, so I'm hoping this January I can change that. I usually read a lot in like February, March and April, but then yeah, I kind of flop a bit in January, so I'm kind of praying this time round it's not going to be that, but who actually knows. So let's get into my winter TBR. Prompt number 1. This one. A book with an odd number of pages. I'll have a look and I'll come back. That ended up being quite difficult. Small fact for you, probably 90% of the books on my TBR have an even number of pages. But I have found one. And I have gone for Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and I'm very excited to read it, and I think it'll be a nice read in January, especially then going into like Valentine's season and romance season. So Delilah Green swore she would never go back to Bright Falls. Nothing is there for her but memories of a lonely childhood. Her life now is in New York, with her photography career finally gaining steam and her bed never empty. Sure, it's a different woman every night, but that's just fine with her. When Delilah, estranged stepsister, pressures her into photographing her wedding, Delilah finds herself back in Bright Falls once more. She plans to breeze in and out, but then she sees Claire Sutherland, her stepsister's stuck-up bestie, and decides that maybe there's some fun and a little retribution to be had after all. As a busy single mother, Claire depends upon a life without surprises, and Delilah Green is an unwelcome surprise at first. But when they're forced together during the many wedding preparations, Claire isn't sure she has the strength to resist Delilah's charms. Even worse, she's starting to think she doesn't want to. So this is a sapphic, so LGBTQ+ rep in it, and I believe this is a series as well, so if I do enjoy this one I would like to continue with the rest of the series, but I'm very excited to get to this one. Roll number 2. This one. Ooh. We have, if it will focus, random number generator. So I'm going to pick one of my shelves. I'm going to go for, I think my big main one here, and I'm going to do it in that random number generator, probably between like 1 and 60, and whatever book gets chosen I will read. So yeah, let's do between one. Nah, let's do 1 and 50 because I'm running out of time. Right.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Oh, 9. Okay, hold on. I've read this shelf, so I'm going to start here. I've read that. Hold on. Let's go again, because I read number 9. 43, fuck me. So 43 got us The Book That Broke the World by Mark Lawrence. I haven't yet read The Book That Wouldn't Burn, which is the first book in this series. So it looks like I'm gonna have to read that quite soon to get to this. So this is book 2, and I think it's called The Library Trilogy by Mark Lawrence, and I'm very excited to read it. It is on my bucket list-a-thon TBR. Book 1 is on my bucket list-a-thon TBR. So I do still have like another 15 days to get to that. So hopefully I can get to that and then get to this probably in January. Book number 3. Oh no. We've got Continue Shadowhunters. Oh shit. So we're not straight. I do. Okay, so we got Continue Shadowhunters. So I'm going to have to do that, which means we're going to be reading Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is one of the biggest books on my TBR for starters, but this is the 3rd and final book in the Dark Artifices, the first one being Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and then Queen of Air and Darkness is the 3rd one. This is based after the Mortal Instruments being the main 6 books in the Shadowhunters universe, and some of Cassandra Clare's books are my favourite books of all time. The Clockwork Trilogy, I'm looking at you. So I am excited to read this, but Lord of Shadows did end on a cliffhanger, and it was quite a big cliffhanger, and I'm quite nervous to continue, but I need to do it. So okay, fine, if I have to, I have to. But this has been on many this has been on many TBRs in the past. I have decided not to read it for many reasons. One of the main reasons being that this book is going to follow grief and death quite thoroughly, and at the time I wasn't ready for that. Whether I'm ready now, I don't really know, but we'll see. But this is not kind of book I wanted to go on this TBR, but maybe in like January, beginning of Feb, I might be in the mood for it, but I don't know. Okay, book number 4. Go for this one. And we have, okay, someone else's fave. I'm gonna have to have a little think. I'll be back. Okay, for this one I have gone for Best Hex Ever by Nadia El Fancy, which I know Steph from Steph Loves read semi recently and really enjoyed, so I'm very interested to read this one. It has like lovely beautiful purple sprayed edges, and this is the Fairy Loot, nope, no it's not, the Waterstones edition. It's very cute, I am a fan. Whatever. And it's just a really nice book, to be honest. I have no idea what this is about. So Dina is a skilled kitchen witch and craft owner, serving magical infused pastries to her loyal customers, but it's hard not to feel something is missing when you're cursed to hurt anyone who falls for you. Scott is a museum curator, recently back in London after a brutal breakup 2 years ago, and is looking to make up for all lost time he's missed. He's determined to be the perfect best man to his best friend's upcoming wedding, but his plans take an unexpected turn when he meets the bewitching maid of honour. After a weekend in the countryside full of peculiar hedge mazes, palm readings by candlelight and a midnight Halloween ritual, there's no denying the chemistry between them. But there's just one problem. The hex still holds and Dina knows that Scott is in danger. Can Dina break the spell before it breaks both their hearts? Perfect for the fans of Talia Hibbert, A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Best hex ever is a cozy, spicy and spell-binding fantasy romance. I'm really into kind of cozy fantasy romances this year. I have read quite a few, like I've read The Honey Witch, Undermining of Heart and Mercy, those kind of vibes, and this does feel like that kind of vibe, so I am very much looking forward to reading this one. And yeah, this was one of Steph's favourites, so I do think I'm going to be a fan, or I'm hoping I'm going to be a fan, but I have only heard great things, and it is looking very cute and cozy. Prompt number 5. I think I've just decided we're going to do 6. As long as it's on my side. Ooh. Oh my god, let's go for this one. We have a new to me author. I'm gonna have a think. Now that the jar's being nice to me, I'm gonna get all of the cozy books I can onto this TBR. So I'm gonna go for The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, I believe. Sorry if I butchered that. But so it says, witch wanted, live-in tutor wanted for 3 young witches, must have nerves of steel, previous teaching experience not necessary, witchiness essential. So perfect comfort read. Oh my god, there's a golden retriever. Sold. I've heard a lot of people reading this and I have been really intrigued to give it a go. I know people that enjoy it, I know people that don't, but it does seem to have that cozy magical romance vibe that I want. Literally says on the front, the cozy magical romance you've been waiting for. She found magic in the most unlikeliest of places. I also wonder if this is going to give me House in the Cerulean Sea vibes, just because there's a witch looking after other witches, younger witches, and obviously in House in the Cerulean Sea we have a magical being looking after younger magical beings, and House in the Cerulean Sea is one of my favourite books of all time, so I really hope this has like very similar vibes. We will see. And the final pick for my winter TBR. Let's get right in there, mix it all about. We'll go for this one. Oh my god. We have... I've never done this before. A bunny pick. I don't... Oh god, I'm gonna try... I'm not gonna do this one. And I'm gonna be fairly honest with you guys. I'm not gonna do a bunny pick. And usually I'd be all for it, but Blue is unfortunately not very well at the moment. She is a little bit poorly, not really into her food, and the way I planned to do this was like put a treat on each and then let her go, but she's really not very food orientated at the moment, so it's just not gonna work, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna do that one, but I'm gonna pick another one, because yeah, unfortunately she's just not very well and I don't want to stress her out. So we'll pick a different prompt. Otherwise I would have absolutely loved to have done that prompt because she's so food orientated. She'd go a bit nutty. We have, oh my god, what? Okay. A book with the word lie in the title. Jesus Christ, hold fire. I really didn't have many options for this, but I've gone for Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So this is one of Riley Sager's like oldest books, I believe. Yes, literally this is the second book he ever brought out, the first one being Final Girls, and this is the second book he ever released. I've only read Riley Sager's 2 newest releases, so oh my god, Middle of the Night and The Only One Left. I read both of those. One was a 3-star, one was a 5. Middle of the Night was very nearly a 2, but we won't talk about that. But I want to read a lot of his backlist to know if Riley Sager is an author for me, because right now I don't really know. With having one 5-star, one 3, he could be for me, he might not. So the only book I have with lied in the title pretty much was this, Last Time I Lied, or it was like a Chelsea picture book, and I don't want to read that. So have you ever played Two Truths and One Lie? Emma has. Her first summer away from home, she learned how to play the game and she learned how to lie. Then 3 of her new friends went into the woods and never returned. Now years later, Emma has been asked to go back to the newly reopened Camp Nightingale. She thinks she's laying old ghosts to rest, but really she's returning to the scene of the crime, because Emma's innocence might be the biggest lie of all. I'm very excited to read Riley Sager's new backlist, because I do quite enjoy their writing style, so I am excited to read this one. And actually, to be honest, it will be a good book to read for Winterween. So Winterween is in January, so that's in winter, so I can get this on my TBR for that, hopefully, and that will kind of work quite well in my favour. But yeah, a bit random, but here we are. So this is my TBR, my winter TBR. We have quite the mixture. We have like a romance. My lord, what is happening? There we go. We have a romance, which I'm very much looking forward to. A sequel that I still have read the first book of. Fucking Shadowhunters, we're not going to talk about Shadowhunters. 2 cozy fantasy romances and a thriller. Very random, but I am quite excited to get to all of these, apart from Shadowhunters, but we're not going to talk about that. But I am very excited to get to most of these, and hopefully will stop me going into my massive January slump like I always do, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked, subscribe if you're new, as we are very close to hitting 400 subscribers. Leave a Christmas tree in the comments if you don't know what else to say. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and I will see you all very soon for another video. Bye.